So for graphing with my open math, we need to look at our function, which in this case is a piecewise function, and they give us these options for the graph. You have, here's the at the very bottom, you have, this is called the, it's basically a full line from negative infinity to positive infinity. This gives you just a segment, and this gives you a ray, basically from one point off to infinity. And then you have the closed point here, and then an open point. Now you only use the close, it says here, note, be sure to include closed or open dots, but only at the breaks. Okay, so that's kind of key on this one. So if I look above, my function f of x equals 3. That's our first part of the piecewise function. So the height of the function is at 3, and that only is the case when x is less than or equal to -1. So on the x-axis, I look for -1, the height 3, and I want to put a ray because it's all the values of x less than or equal to -1. So I select the ray, I put it at height 3, and then I shoot off. Oops, what happened there? Okay. And that's what I want for that. So now, the next one is a segment. And it has a slope of -2 from the x value -1 out to 2. So if I stick in the value -1 for x into -2x plus 1, the middle function, okay, that gives me a value of 3. So it's going to start exactly where that segment ends, where that ray ends, and then go with a slope of -2, and only from the x value -1 to 2. So I'm going to try and draw as best I can this line, and I selected this segment. So this is the ray, this is the segment. So I selected the segment, and now I'm going to start to draw. Okay. And so I believe this here is so far the graph. Notice right now there are no breaks. Okay. So now I'm fixing to do the last of the piecewise function. F of x equals -2. So the height of this is going to be at -2. And you need to select, again, the ray because you have the values x being bigger than 2 here. So x being bigger than 2 at the height -2, I believe, is down here. Let me go that way. Okay. So that is where we are. So now what we need to do is figure out what kind of dots we stick in. And notice here that we're going to stick in a closed dot for the end of this graph that goes at the height 3 and then drops down. Stick that there. And then we pick an open dot for the last bit, which is height -2, so from here on. Okay, and I believe that's the answer. So so this is it. That's all you put the dots on. And if you submit, hopefully, yay, we get the full credit there. All right. Let me know if that helps. And if you have any questions, go ahead and email me.